Lights, camera, action.
Hello, everyone. So, who am I? Basically, I've been a photographer for about 11 years. I bought my first camera 11 years ago, and I didn't think I was going to be a photographer, but I bought a camera, started taking pictures every day, and here we are. Weddings, events, portraits, I do it all. One half of Morgan Studios, my wife is a photographer, so she is the other half. So I'm a gamer. I read comic books. This is where I gather some of my inspiration from, because it's a lot of it is sci-fi, and it gets me thinking in maybe little abnormal ways, or I get inspiration from these things. And I'm also a people watcher. I'm an introvert, so I just sit down and observe and look at the world moving around me, which also inspires me. So basically, I'm always looking for inspiration in everything I do. So how did I get into FujiFilm? So maybe like 6 years ago, I was shooting two bodies. Literally, I would carry two full-frame cameras, one on the right, one on the left, 35, sometimes 70-200. And after a 12-hour day, that starts to take its toll, if it's on your wrist or on your back. So I had a friend who had a Fujifilm camera, and I was like, okay, he takes some interesting pictures, mostly when he travels. So I was like, okay, let me invest in this camera and let me get one as well. But then I also thought in the long run, I don't want to carry these heavy cameras forever. Let me look for something lighter, and that's how I got my XT1. So there was an event I shot that I had to go into a restaurant. And if you've seen the Fujifilm cameras, they're small and very inconspicuous. A lot of people won't take a second look at you. So I remember I walked into this restaurant, and I sat down, and I was just taking pictures, just turning my camera, taking pictures. Sometimes I'll get up and walk around, but I looked like I belonged, but no one took a second look at me to think, oh, why is a photographer taking pictures? They just thought I was a guest. So I remember that clicked in my head, and I thought, this could work. So just a quick story of my gear and how I got into it. So I got the XT1 and a 23mm lens, which is the equivalent of a 35mm if you're into full frame. And then I got an XT2, which was the major game changer for me, because for some funny reason, it just worked. there were certain things I liked about the camera that I'll probably talk about a little later. 2019, I got a wider lens just because a lot of events in Nigeria, people like to get packed. So we can't move back a lot. And also because I also don't shoot zoom lenses, I use prime lenses basically. And then last year, I got a GFX, which is the larger than full frame, medium format cameras, because I'm trying to push portraits more with my portraits. There were a couple of projects I was trying to do that had to do with like shooting in magazines, and so those are the cameras I have. I sold the XT1, but everything else I still have. So I'm a total Fuji fanboy. Basically everything Fuji, I'm reading up about it, looking to see what's next, looking at what the community is saying. One thing I kept seeing online is finding the camera that's right for you. And Fuji has a lot of options. And even within Fuji, you need to find the one that is right for you. So just because I have GFX or I have XT1 or XT2, that might not be right for you. You might need the X30 because that's good enough for you right now, or it can get you what you need right now. So you need to know which one is right for you. And there's a quick slideshow. wish I could go over each image, but the thing about me and my Fuji cameras is I take them everywhere. So no matter where I am, it's small and portable. I don't need to worry about baggage space. I started with a top 5 list, and as you can see, it went beyond top 5. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about other things I could add to this. Build quality and the image quality of the lenses. Yes, it's not a full frame camera, but the image quality is amazing. What I can do with it is amazing. It's just so light that I can move it in certain ways. I can raise it up and change my angles, and that changes how you think. It changes how you shoot. It starts to add, so you're no longer limited by having to put the camera to your eye. The electric viewfinder or the screen at the back, it's what you see at the back of the camera is what you get. I don't shoot JPEG. Actually, correction, I do shoot JPEG. My second card slots on all my cameras are automatically backing up in JPEG. Just, God forbid, something happens with the card, I'm backed up there. So all my cameras are shooting JPEG. Even the GFX is shooting JPEG. XT3, XT2, they're all shooting JPEG. The manual exposure dials, earlier you saw it, it's on top of the camera. You don't need to go into your menu to change these things. It's just right there. So one less thing to think about. FujiFilm color science. If you've taken pictures or you've seen pictures of images taken on the FujiFilm camera, you know that the picture, what you see in real life is what you get. Affordability, it's affordable. It allows you to invest in lenses. All the lenses I have are actually under $500. And for me, that's affordable. I'm not looking to spend thousands of dollars just to get a new lens. And my lens does everything I need. My clients are pleased with the images they get, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. One thing about my camera is I actually have a button on top that I use to turn face detection on and off. Just because sometimes I'm an old school photographer, I focus and recompose, because that's how my head works. So that's how I think. But I do have a button, and you can easily customize the buttons on the camera. You can change whatever button to do whatever you want, as long as it's convenient to you. So that customability is very good. The other thing is the Fuji community online. If people start to complain about something, for example, on the XT2, people complained that there was no 4K on the cameras. You know what Fuji did? They sent an update that allowed the camera to shoot in 4K. This is just an image. I lifted the camera up a little. I've got the information on the bottom right, just so that you see. And I've been shooting a lot of portraits with my GFX, of brides, of clients. She needed a picture for her cookbook. So, and the other thing is, I'm not afraid to bump my ISO. It's a portrait camera, but I'm not afraid to bump my ISO to 1,200, 2,000 sometimes. Even on the GFX, it works for me. The image quality is amazing for me. And I still shoot my couples. I use available light. I use video light sometimes. And yeah, I'm not afraid to bump my ISO. I had a couple that I shot maybe 4 years ago and then 2 years ago. And I just put the information just so that you can see. They were both shot with the XT2. And for me, my XT2 was my workhorse for the longest time, and it's just an amazing camera. Oh, the last thing. So in this picture, you can actually see me holding my phone. That's because we were in the house, and I was using the camera app to take the picture. You can actually see yourself in the app. So we did that, and you can see my wife loving on me because I'm very lovable. So. But thank you very much.
Lights, camera, action.